Yes, that time of the morning where we join our very own Ibrahim Dawood from R.A.U.F. He's a director there, and Alhamdulillah, he keeps us up to speed on rehab updates. Ibi, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And tell me how you're doing this beautiful morning.
Walaikum salam. Alhamdulillah. We're having a good day. We thank Allah. We make shukr to Allah for blessing us with this beautiful day. And also giving us good health and protecting us from all calamities. And we make dua for all those that are going through hardship and difficult. Allah make it easy for them, inshallah.
Absolutely, Ibi, and a hardship and with the lockdowns going through and the third wave coming through. But you have
Yes.
been facing this tidal wave or this tsunami for I don't know umpteenth years, and people don't even talk about it. But I'm so glad that you have taken your time out to keep people up to speed on what's going on in the rehabs and rehab updates. Ibi, what's the latest you have for us this week?
Shafat, after the hot salah, we open the Quran. And we open the Quran and we take a message from the Quran. And every time we open the Quran, we give one of our recoveries a chance to open the Quran. And we read a message for him and for all those that are sitting around. So the method we use is after Zuhur Salah, we make our dua, we open the Quran, and then we would ask a particular person to open the Quran randomly. So this morning, I was suspecting that one of our youngsters was involved in gay activity. And when I approached him this morning, he said, no, there's no such thing. And then it so happened that I asked him, so it happened to be his turn to open the Quran. And he opened the Quran, and what do you think? He turned to Surah Al-Araf, verse number 80. Allah talks about gays, where men are going after men and that type of thing. And, he was quite taken aback because, we always say the Quran is alive. But it's just that we are dead, our hearts are dead, and we can't feel it. But the Quran is alive, it's talking to us all the time. And Alhamdulillah, our entire program is based on the Quran. We've researched all these programs, and the Quran is the answer to all the challenges that we have with substance abuse. And it's sad that we Muslims are looking around in other avenues and other places for help. The time the Quran has got all the answers. So it was a bit of a shocker. I'm so taken aback. I've seen many. We've had this on many occasions where the Quran will speak to us and tell us exactly what the problem is. Alhamdulillah. So that was quite it was quite an eye-opener for me this morning. But going back to the problem of substance abuse and the challenges we've been having, we would normally get sometimes a parent will come to us. I've had two relapses that were there with us last night in our program, and both parents we had sorted their children out and they were doing very well. And what do you think happened? Both families stopped attending the aftercare program, and both these youngsters have relapsed. And they say a relapse normally is 10 times harder. They fall 10 times harder. In this case, both of them have relapsed terribly. And now we got to start all over again. All this hard work that we had put into their recoveries, we got to start all over again from ground zero. Now it is so unfair that families still have this mindset that when you put your child into a rehab, he's cured. He will never take drugs again. One chap that had relapsed that I'm talking about relapsed after 11 years, and the other one relapsed after 2 years, and they were serious cases. Unfortunately, because of the way we handle families not getting involved in the program, not supporting the rehab program, you end up with a relapse. And in some cases, you never get them back. So this is the concern that we have, is families are looking at substance abuse as something that can be cured. And they're always looking for a quick fix. And when they go into a rehab and they come out, they expect things to be all okay and living happily ever after, not realizing that this problem is there to stay, never to go. It will be there all the time. We can never run away from it. We have to learn how to deal with it. We have to empower ourselves how to deal with it. We have to empower the recovery, empower the family, make them understand, because you can very easily go back into denial. So this week, the relapses and family complacency was a challenge that I've had thus far, and it's quite concerning.
AB, really graphic indeed, and I can see your concern for that. but an amazing story about the Noble Quran. You remember many years ago, Sheikh Ahmad Deedat used to have this in the Sunday Tribune, the Quran Speaks, and he's put an ayat of the
Yes.
Quran, and the masses used to go through that. And he used to always tell me, you remember I was his editor in 89, 90, and
Yes, yes.
open to any page of the Noble Quran, and beta, that will be the message of the day. And exactly, you had that magic moment with you, just like that, Ibi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was EB's magic moment. And talking about the scenarios, what does one patient cost at a rehab? To check them out, to do them, and to bring them back on the straight and narrow. What does it cost? What's the cost factor involved, EB?
Shafat, for the meals and the shelter, without the counseling, it costs us 200 a day. Because if you look at the shelter, you look at the meals, Shafat, they eat 3 big meals and 2 meals. How much would you pay for a meal on average on a daily basis? How much? What's the price? About 30, 40, 50 bucks a meal. So you're paying for 3 big meals and two small meals, and you're paying for your shelter to sleep. The counseling is all done voluntarily. That is on the house. That is something that we carry on ourselves. We all offer our services free. But otherwise, it costs us well. If you have to cost it, it's about 200 rand a day, and that's only for meals and shelter. Not the other things. In that we cover a whole lot of counseling. There's a whole lot of programs. There's a whole lot of programs that goes in that's done voluntarily. So it costs us, but we are saying that's not the issue. We are not. If you got no money, or whether you got money, or whether you got no money, our doors are open to you. If you want help and you want change, our door is open to you. In fact, the last thing, it will not even be the last question. If you have money, we will help you. We are not running a business. We want to make a difference. We want to bring our people, our children, our families, our loved ones back into living as normal, functioning human beings.
Ibi, a question came for you last week, and I've just picked it up on my phone now. It says, Assalamu alaikum, Ibrahim Dawood of R.A.U.F. You are a wonderful person and you're unique. I want to know these sugar daddies, how are they encouraging young girls to take drugs? Because they are the one that gives them the money. And I heard in most cases, sugar daddies prefer intoxicated young girls. How true is that, Ibi?
Shafat, Allah has put this, I don't know, well, something that I was going to speak about and it slipped my mind. It was another highlight for the week. We've had, it's quite common that we've had youngsters that are in our program and they will not complete the program and they will normally end up relapsing, and the families eventually will not know what to do with them, will then go and get them married off to some innocent girl from one of these very unsuspecting families, only to find out that this guy is a full-blown drug addict, and not only him, now he puts the daughter onto drugs. And this morning, or yesterday, we've had a call, or I know of a case that was with us, and then he went to propose a 16-year-old girl. And we sent a message out to the family saying, listen, please be very cautious. This chap he's got a huge addiction problem, and it's quite risky. And then I was told yesterday that somehow he was married to this girl, and they tried to rob the drug merchant, and the drug merchant stabbed them both. And from what I hear, they both are in hospital, quite critical. So the thing is, our girls, our families are unsuspecting, very naive, totally disempowered, don't understand the problem. Getting the young, innocent girls and also boys into relationships with people that are totally, total monsters, wreaking havoc in their families, in their communities, not realizing that, you have just thrown your child's life away. So, of course, there are lots of young girls as well. They get carried with all these fancy, gifts and all these fancy cars, and they tend to fall for these, drug addicts, people that are in addiction, and also the dealers, only to waste their lives, And then sometimes we got a difficult task of trying to get them out of those drug debts, trying to get them out of those lorry lounges. It's becoming a huge problem. And the only reason I can attribute all this to is ignorance. We are a community that's totally disempowered, totally ignorant. We're living in a comfort zone. And you know what? As the years are going, We are seeing more and more and more. But I'm asking, what is going on? Why is it, can't we see around us? Why is it that it must come into your house before you do something about it? Why can't we be proactive?
Absolutely brilliant, AB. And Alhamdulillah, every time, every week, you'll be giving us an update. We are just digesting it, and inshallah, each thought that you give us, Allah bless you for that and give you the strength and power to carry on with this work. Your parting words, AB?
My only dua is, and I make, Ya Allah, protect our children. And also, parents, please, parents, narrow the gap between you and your child. A lot of parents come and say, I never expected him to do this. For you to not expect your child to do something like that or take drugs, ask yourself, how well do you know your child? And if you think you know your child well enough, ask yourself if you know who their friends are, you know who they're communicating with, you're checking what they're doing in school. When last have you searched the bags? When last you searched the pocket? If you haven't done that, then you don't know your child. So my advice to every parent, get to know your child.
Jazakallah khair, AB. Inshallah, go well, and inshallah, next week we'll have another episode from you. Allah keep you, as I said. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.